the United States government, and they almost release a document almost spread around the world. It's coming from the White House. Restricting and limiting way from the presidential action. It should say an executive action. The president has taken a decision. The government of America. Restricting and limiting the entry of foreign nationals to protect the security of the United States. Into America for some be restricted. Foreigners oba America sene be yom so betuma bo America ho ban. Na ye focus no ewo Africa. And you zoom in no you call West Africa, which na Ghana wo. Now my team, they've been able to take some of the pieces out for me to speak on. Into this is what they basically got out of the whole. It's a long statement. Now, purpose and justification. National security focus. The reason why America, for years, I say they want to focus on their national security to protect the United States of America. Because I don't believe you say right now, no, there are too many foreigners coming in, and when they come into America, some of them don't exit. Some of them too, they do things they are not supposed to do. They believe you say crime occurs, and some of the crimes occurs, foreigners and a committee into they are restricting some countries, some foreigners from entering Ghana. So the proclamation is framed as a measure to protect the United States from potential threat posed by foreign nationals from countries that do not adequately share security-related information or fail to meet identity verification standards. In terms say, focus in your countries are to be omni America for almost security system no and link and sync. Omo countries are omo to omo di juma just omo information be easy for them to get that information. In Krobi or Africa, so America for air information add dim momo. So omo some so ye pe Kevin Taylor won some or Ghana or a Ghana ni or ABB add dim crash so many access to those information. In terms say they are making sure the sign krona omo ni America for ending sawaswo when it comes to data sharing, their information about foreign nationals in and out from Chrono, the restriction to San Chrono. So, send your beya, Sebio, at least so be Robo Chroma, a chrono free say crow dear, omne wo Jumadi and answer was Sobia, say Bibi Cressia, I will bet to me a credit como. Into these are some of the reasons in Tia. Emma, the president, Donald Trump, edit sa proclamation way abba. Legal authority, it invokes the president's authority under the Immigration and Nationality Act, INA, particularly sections that allow suspension of entry when deemed detrimental to U.S. interests. Basically, Obibeka said, where the president no to me and the constitution no emano your act we your friend Immigration and Nationality Act and no president ni gina so and the ordinary no asem abetu dwa say nkuro bebre Africa mu a omo pese omo mo ho kwan ema omo mu nipa no dodo no ewura America na say omo ba America ebi mo ho a 50-50 tabono no enda omoso saa eda omoso kakra na yapagya ne kakra ebi so ho a tabono no ato omoso pa sebio o ekronim na se eho na wo free a na wo Africa untumi ewura United States of America. Now yeko enim no team stay with me. Pieces of the statement no and I may try to let you. Now the next one now OSHA document ni moi. This is what it says. It's from the White House, Section 2. Continued full suspension of entry for nationals of countries of identified concern. The entry into the United States of nationals of the following countries continue to be suspended and limited as set forth in Proclamation 10949 and herein subject to the categorical exceptions and case-by-case waivers described in Section 6 of this proclamation. Inti America for say San Crowe the omoka nyina say this Sa in Crowe San Crowe almost suspend omo Sa in Crowe ya omo Africa no almost suspending Crowe nyina omo di mudwuma but for now no de San Crowe nyina almost suspend omo e ho na wo free a untumi emfiri ho emba America sebio these countries Afghanistan ka ho Burma ka ho, Chad ka ho, Samira Baumia Krum, Republic of Congo ka ho, Equatorial Guinea ka ho, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. In these countries there, America say, so they cannot, their citizenry, they cannot come into the United States. Exceptional cases, they might waive these restrictions. But for now, these countries, the restrictions have been placed on these countries. This is what is happening now. Let us move forward with the information. Now, aka a statement at a free White House about Bontino. Now, uko wenima. It says this: countries affected. Countries now affected. No, and one some sort of any. The proclamation targets specific countries that have been assessed as failing to meet U.S. security criteria. While the document does not list them in a summary, it implies that these nations either, one, do not share sufficient criminal or terrorist information with the U.S. Almost say, adikudientia, omujina so ama inkrobi, omo stopping omo nationals so omuntumi ra American and say, inkro no omo buso say, sebio ukro money we no information e wono ho ye pe information bia ayana inkro no twetwe omo na ase omo mpese omo be pene nti eno so emwa America ema omuntumi enhu nipa omo bedi omo wu ene omo de adwumufin ana adwene bone ebetena kronum nti ose saa nyoma ni bi na wegina so as the president of the republic o gina saa act no so ede tabono atoto saa nkro no so every say saa nkro no omo nya omo adwene se omo bebiem na omo ne America edinsa wo so se ne be ya nipa bi omo free omo nkro mu a omo beba ho no omo behu omo ase omo behu dwuma omo di omo behu se ebia na omo join group bi a omo di ewu ebia omo nya Al-Qaeda fo ebia omo nya nti omo se saa nyoma ni nyina no nkro bebie no empese omo beye nti omo so de omo hu ni se omo pese omo bo omo kro no ho ban omo pese omo bo America ho ban nti saa nkro ni de omo de tabono ato omo so lack robust passport and identity verification systems. Omo say saa nkro ni bi na omo de tabono to omo so omo ntumi mma no Africa fo nkro ni bi no omo passport no engyina ne na so sebi o de passport no beduru a any bibia kire se passport no e footprint bi a obetumi di ekire ewu se passport we de sebi ekura odi free soba no ekuro na giatum sene Okudzeto Blackwa ende we make sure say chip embedded passport ye magana for passport it has been verified around the world sa statement we ya antis America forecast say holding a national ID card almost say passport verification says almost say lack robust passport and identity verification system. They are specified or they are being specific on the passport because they recognize passport as the only or the most reliable travel document around the world. In terms of saying passport ne die say endimu say emunya dia omo hu ni se saa nkuro no omo nipa no omo ntumi trust omo so omo bewura ha e was features ne security features na etumi emo omo track passport no bebi e free ba ekuro no odi free mu no ekuro ni bibi e passport ni e genuine na say genuine data na nkasa e correct data in the saa nyoma ni nyina no omo say ejina so ntina ma eye Africa nkuro ni bi no omo de tabo no ato omo so a omo ntumi empene emma eye omo mba e no omo ka bibi fa pose elevated security risk due to conditions like terrorism or civil unrest. Inti nyoma entumi ma ekuro nyina ne naso nipa bi omo background enye nti omo say edien omo ejina so ede tabono ato nkuro bi so. Now kan krata no ko wenima. This document is from the White House. What can be any aka? Now, already baby I did read enough for now because we don't want to waste your time. There's a lot I was saying. As soon as the bedin kind read actual in Krona or more restriction more suspended or more for now. No, it been Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. These restrictions distinguish between but apply to both the entry of immigrants and non-immigrants. I know they didn't catch it much. Now, Oko baby I market read. I'm gonna say after reviewing the report described in section D of this section. After reviewing the report described in subsection D of this section, and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security and counterterrorism objectives of the United States, I have determined to fully restrict and limit the entry of nationals of 7 additional countries: Burkina Faso, Laos, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Syria. Sorry, Mamen Sanfa names Libya. This is a statement from the president. Also, after reviewing the report described in subsection D of the section, and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security, and counterterrorism objectives of the United States, I, meaning the president, I have determined to fully restrict and limit the entry of the nationals of 7 additional countries: Burkina Faso 1, 2, Laos, 3, Mali, 4, Nigeria, 5, Sierra Leone, 6, South Sudan, and 7, Syria. These restrictions distinguish between but apply to both the entry of immigrants and non-immigrants. I have also determined to fully restrict and limit the entry of individuals using travel documents issued or endorsed by the Palestinian Authority. That is PA. Now, I'm going to say, Sankro, Insui, America for say, Omo Diabeka, in Kura no mo dada, ya suspendi omo, say Sankra me boss ya, Burkina Faso wum, Niger wum, Syria wum, ekrobit Sierra Leone wum, Mali wum no, omo say Sankro win so no, omo the restrictions ato omo so a, omo no so no, nya dia, omo hu nipa, omo free, ekro ne so, eba America, any omo team do crampo no so no, omo so, ebe den, ebe she. Now, there is another part of the whole thing. Maybe some really show. I'm sure the other part of it. Now, who study a statement na a free the White House buyer na? Omo SH bibi fufurobim me besa otiasie. Eno sunie. Eno na efa Nigeria ho no. O say hwe de echo na menkenkan na menjudwam. Because my meaning can we answer my kind we. Now, okay, document now. There's one part of the document besides where they also. But my minya butere has been making kaya amomatiasia. Now, say after reviewing the report described in subsection D of the section and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security and counterterrorism objectives of the United States, I have determined to continue to partially restrict. See, we see another restriction. Wasadiaba. In the first one, no, we restrict it, and they see the all partial, all restricted partially. And to them really chose this year, no, Sierra Leone, Syria, Burkina Faso, Laos, the other 7 countries, no, or say, or they were restricted, where they partially, were restricted partially, or say. I have determined to continue to partially restrict and limit the entry of nationals of the following 4 countries: Burundi, Cuba, Togo, and Venezuela. Inti sa 4 countries we know almost no restriction, and your 4 restriction, a 50-50, a partial restriction, which is Togo, Burundi, Cuba, and Venezuela. Sa countries we a partial restrictions. Uko enima will say, I have also decided to modify. President Trump and Ekasano, I have also decided to modify the partial restriction and limitation on the entry of the nationals of Turkmenistan into a country called Turkmenistan. Or say Omonosono, he has also decided to modify the partial restrictions into Omono, no more partial restrictions, I say, into or modify no. We don't know what he wants to do. These restrictions distinguish between but apply to both the entry of immigrants and non-immigrants. Into wakachiramo moi murem and moi murem kra monsam ensisiso. Now, after reviewing the report described in subsection A of this section, and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security, and counterterrorism objectives of the United States of America, I have determined to partially restrict and limit the entries of nationals of the following 15 countries. T, where J. After reviewing the report described in the subsection D of this section, and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security, and counterterrorism objectives of the United States, I have determined to partially restrict and limit the entry of nationals of the following 15 countries: Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominica, Gabon, the Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Tonga na nedero. Pi. Tonga na me ai. Inti Donald Trump say, after reviewing the report described in subsection D of this section, and after accounting for the foreign policy, national security, and counterterrorism, to partially restrict and limit, or say partially restrict and limit the entry into, they have partially restricted these 15 countries and limited the entries, meaning some nipa 100 visa by America, Nigeria, nipa 3. They have partially, and they have done what? They have limited the entries of these countries are by America. Into countries, partially restrict and almost making sure say entries to the United States limiting. There are two things there's partial restrictions and then limitation in the entry. A double silencer. It's partial restriction and the limitations into the amount of visas, the quota, the number of visas they are going to issue. And in chrono any DNA, say free ekrobi Angola, kahun. Antigua, and say another country, kahun. And Barbuda, almost so kahun. Yawo Benin, a West African country. Cote d'Ivoire, ka ECOWAS. Dominica, Gabon, the Gambia, eka eyedien ka ECOWAS. Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, eka ECOWAS. Senegal mu nyina wurum, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia and Zimbabwe. We mu nyoma hwe World Cup ni bi. Tonga, ping. Messiah, get me Tonga. Tonga. Awoya, tin. Mamba kuna. Ghana we fail in rap no ye feature the failure no. So we call rapaholic there ankafako ebu noa. Fa ba kuna remix na akwana we fail in music no eka ho. Sa akode. Now, Messiah, you gave me something. Oh, that one was the old one. And okay, that was the continuation or the man back. And as we speak now, no, partial restriction, limitation or limited entry. Aka Nigeria, aka Senegal, aka eye Gabon. Sorry, aka eye Gambia, aka ekrobi to say eye Ivory Coast. Jack. Just technically, Ghana nkwana sansem we nyina ankaye busa musa dentra. When you have a government, intelligent relations, when you have a government almost smart in what they do. You see, a man for argue say, as a nation, you need to collaborate with some other nations. And foreign affairs ministries, the way they basically communicate with the American government, and then our countries when America for say they are not supposed to allow them or limit their entry into the United States. Assembly nipa neka. We need to understand say at least enya kura no ya Ghana ni a now your MPP ni na wasantimemu a sebio ye nyina ebetuma ba America. On the situation I know. And we are Ghana ni a because of the NDC government ya restricted Ghana but ya restricted Ghana for. This is something I also catch Ghana ni bia. Imagine you are a businessman and all your business partners are in the United States of America. Now, in the United States of America, now at this point, yeah, the restriction we have. So you 90% of Unconform here ejuma or Ghana are more businesses in America. At this point, Omejuma will still exist. And sometimes right now, idea we know, Sanyuma we know, Sibia Eboa. It is all MPP near and also that a year Okudzeto Blakwa. And when any question, because Senka enye only leadership, any John Mahama leadership, and restrictions we can you why? I didn't know. Why are we better than Nigeria? No. Are we better than Senegal? No. Are we better than Gambia? No. Are we better than Ivory Coast? No. We are not better than them. But because our foreign relations is better now, internet for Ghana and Kasa restrictions we let us give credit. Let us understand say we have a government now that is intelligent, that is working for you. Kwasi ampenyi wo fati abrochire. Okwa na wo fa fraud, wo kwhwe wo fa dwuma na waba. Oto na wudi Mahama tem. Enkenya Mahama ene born ho modern any America for din sa woso eye transparent America for so transparent to us. Anka as we speak, anka kwasi anka wo fa, anka o ese kran ko ntumi embefa wo. Me na wo ka say yes next month, Baba ko US embassy interview. Kwasia, otibantama di matem. Ojan, otibakwa di matem. Enya ban bi na teso. Ena aban no etumi ni America for din sa wo so papa. Anka kwasia, anka udete ebuku ama anka yamfrɛ. Anka hye. Ojan otiwo otwema US lottery aba na yama visa ma odi akọ. Se anka aban na teso no, se ni relationship with other countries this America enya. Anka ojan Oto di matam kwasi apenyi MPP asha wutirim no anka won kwasi America nka onya bi nko ofui one friend wo ex-boyfriend afre wo fiancé say World Cup we de ye pese e ba bi o e wo so ye bibi e wo so the invitation ba odwan ka restriction we ka Ghana ka ho e na nka yentumi anko bi anka obeka say John Mahama na aye we ye fa credit ni ma John Mahama from the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the minister who is in charge of relationship between America and Ghana. Nine. Now we just have the betcha nine. Mr. S. Iti, I didn't hear you say. Mummy bon sema John Mahama. Mummy bon sem Emma Okudzeto Blakwa. What did you Okudzeto Blakwa te mama? Just say, Oya Wuneninti. Jimmy Fort say, O my hen come last until to meet na Ultimately, asempa na opeso didi Okudzeto Blakwa atem na adwini mu no oya hunani nti odidi na tem abuofuru why we fu se dansen so ope World Cup akọ Okudzeto Blakwa nti ende inwan te se mo benya World Cup akọ we dwa Kevin didi atem mo bodam ende Okudzeto Blakwa ene John Mahama nti mo ahemfo betu kwan akọ America akosa mo ho yare ko mo nyina be kafie wu we dwa boy we di ade kan sama kese sa ofui Nanka mbaha no weti asori. Makajo se meti asori. Makajo se mebetena ha no mebeti asori. Enye John Mahama ni Okudzeto Blakwa anka ahemfo yare hyehye omo ho a de bia ye kwa abrochire anka omo nyina bewu Ghana. Anka asofo yare hyehye omo ho a ye kwa US for medical checkup anka omo nyina bewu Ghana. Enti mokoda mo mbompa e ma NDC international nche 41 years na aka no no mutumi kyekere Ghana sa restriction we nanka enye John Mahama.